What's up, Mortgage Coach community? My second interview for my new backyard in Newport Beach, which I am super pumped about. And I have Danell Riggs. It's been too long, Danell.
It has. It's been a while, and your backyard is amazing. It looks like you're in Hawaii.
I know. It's pretty cool. My wife's pretty pumped, so I'm pumped.
Good.
So Danell, I think last time I interviewed you for the channel, it's been a couple of years, right?
It's been a while, yeah.
And you had just, not recently, but it was like within 6 months where you started killing it with a Mortgage Coach. And if I recall, it's a little opposite from this market where refis had just blown up and we were having a refi tidal wave, and you had taken one of your purchase partners and made them full-time client concierge to harvest the refinance opportunity. Remember that?
Yep, absolutely, Courtney. And we recorded one of these with her too, and she was talking about her process.
Awesome interview.
Yeah. And she's just so cute, and she records a video on every single TCA. And to this day, she does the same thing, and she's fearless. So she can be in a room full of people, and then all of a sudden her voice changes and she switches and she goes to record a video on her TCA, and it's just perfect. But we've transitioned her now because obviously the refi piece is not as nearly as huge as it was there for a while. So she's working realtors. That's all she's doing. She's actually a realtor concierge and just really providing a super bougie, fancy experience for some of my most important realtor partners.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I remember you did a little over 100 million, like 120 million last year. What market are you in for anyone who hasn't heard you before?
I'm in Prescott, Arizona, northern Arizona, just kind of a small podunk hillbilly little community. I do a lot of manufactured homes, and it's a super beautiful part of northern Arizona. Super
beautiful part,
yeah.
Pretty close to Sedona, Flagstaff, just a extraordinarily beautiful part of the country.
Yeah.
So let's talk about how you're pivoting for this market. I would love to know how you're using Mortgage Coach. I know you and your team recently started using Sales Boomerang. I had just found that out randomly. You let me know, like, hey, Dave, I started using Boomerang. And I'm like, what? I need to hear about this.
Yeah.
So tell us how you've pivoted your business to crush it in this market.
So first and foremost, I very much believe that it's on the loan officer to be the quarterback right now. It's our job to really protect and take care of our business. I can have better conversations with every single client than anybody in my office or on my team. So I think it's really important for us to lead by example and lead on every single lead with taking care of the client. So my team does help me prepare for my pre-approval meetings that I do with every single borrower. And they send me an email where it goes through all of the specifics for the client, but one of the very, very most important things is the link for the total cost analysis that they help me create. And our rule is that they create my email, so I know all of the specifics for the situation. And then the link for the TCA goes to the client about 15 minutes before my meeting with the borrower, and they know to expect it. So they're in front of their computer, they pull it up, and then I'm able to guide them through it. And I swear every single time, what they love most is the fact that I can drive it. I can highlight all the yellow columns and pop them through everything. But I think it's been really super important to show range and rates, show a lot of cost to buy down, what that actually looks like, show no cost to buy down, and then pull in some arms and just really try to create more of that. Somewhere in Mortgage Coach, one of the interviews you've done, and probably a lot of them, it talks about giving clients the feel that they're shopping with you. So that's really what I'm trying to do. I want to show 30-year fix, but I also want to show them some additional options so that they know that whatever it is they're looking for, we've got here for them as well. So that's been super helpful in talking again to every single pre-approval right now.
Okay, so that would be interesting. We might want to do that at some point, just how you and your team are working together to do that. Now, I do know while you are getting after realtors and it's a pivot to purchase market, you still see your database as a super valuable asset and resource. And so why don't you tell what was it that got you to say, hey, I need to start using Sales Boomerang?
Yeah.
And what kind of practices and disciplines do you have around your database in today's market?
You bet. I was listening. So I try to go on a hike every morning somewhere, whether it's my little hiking trail close to my house or even downtown. And I was walking around downtown Prescott with my rucksack on. I don't know if you've seen those yet, but a rucksack is just like a plate of weight that you carry in your backpack. So I was hiking around downtown Prescott and I was listening to you on a call with Dan Keller. I think it was Dan. And I took 2 pictures. So there was this one, and it says, this is what most lenders and whatever realtors database looks like. It's all question marks. And then the next one was with Sales Boomerang. And it says, shopping for a mortgage, FHA streamline alert, conventional cash out, significant life event. And I seriously took a picture of that. And I thought, holy cow, this is exactly what I need right now, because every loan that we do today is a future refinance. It's future referrals. And I need to make sure to be super aware of what's going on, because we have opportunity now, but we also have opportunity in the future with all of these borrowers that we're closing on. And I need to know what's happening. So that's what triggered me to reach out to Sales Boomerang. And really, Dave, I've only been doing this a couple weeks, but it was truly from that call that you did that I listened to, just on YouTube, because that's what I do. I listen to Mortgage Coach on YouTube.
Every week? I mean, how often do you think you listen
A
to
lot,
video?
probably at least a couple every single week. And then I have my office, all of the loan officers in my office listen to it. There's just such great information there.
Oh, I love that. So by the way, not bragging, and maybe it's because of you, but actually we're getting, I think, is it 36% more people watching videos on Mortgage Coach this year than last year. And last year we killed it. We've had either 27 or 2,800 new subscribers. And so YouTube views are up at Mortgage Coach. So it's probably all because of you.
They should be up. I mean, there's such good conversations, and really it's just scripting and hearing amazing people and how they say things. It just, you can't listen and not take something super valuable from it.
Yeah, no doubt. By the way, it's 46% that we're up.
Very nice. Well,
So,
that's awesome.
So I want to get your take on something. So I'm gonna, for anyone that couldn't see what showed up on our screen, guys, you heard her at the beginning. She said it's never been more important to be a leader, and that, the way we say it here at Mortgage Coach is be the captain of the wealth team. Like, we can help families build wealth with real estate better than realtors, better than financial planners. And so, and to do that, one of the things y'all need is big data borrower intelligence. You saw this and you're like, I don't want to play that game. Guys, this is what Rocket and Zillow's database looks like. And everybody in the Mortgage Coach community, guys, you can play a bigger game than Rocket and Zillow can play, because not only if you have Mortgage Coach and Boomerang, not only are you getting alerts that they don't have, but it auto creates a TCA. Have you guys set that up? So
I have not. I didn't know it could do that.
Okay. Well, the other thing I wanted to riff with you on, because the goal is no borrower left behind. And guys, in your database, there are people that are selling their homes and buying their homes. It's still a good purchase market. And because there's more equity in America right now, everybody has more equity. There's a lot of folks like these cash out alerts, and tell me what you think about it. Some of these cash out alerts could be move up alerts or right size my home alerts. So what are your thoughts on that in terms of the database being not only a place for refis, but a place for purchases?
So I was just talking to my team here in the office about this last week, and we were talking, actually Courtney, who we talked about at the very beginning, who was doing all the refinances for me, taking care of the refi clients that were calling in. She was talking about how making calls to the database just feels different. There's not as many refi opportunities. And this is exactly what we're talking about. It was scripting around calling database and what we're looking for now. And so my question that has been super successful right now is, let's just talk about your goals. What are your housing goals for the next 5 years? You really almost cannot have a conversation with a single person and there's not something to talk about. So I was challenging my girls. So we're having this conversation and Courtney said, well, I'm not going anywhere. I'm I don't know, rooted or planted or not going anywhere. Basically, she's not leaving her house. She's like, so I'm nothing for you. I said, no, Courtney, that's not true. Let's talk about that. So you're staying in your house. So how's your life going to change in the next 5 years? what are you going to do in your house to make it like that dream home? Because I know you have dreams and you have goals. And she's like, well, yeah, that's true. I'm converting the basement. That's going to be like our master suite in the basement and all that stuff. So there's opportunity, whether it's they're staying in their home, but even if they're not staying in their home, where are they going to go? What do they want to do? How's their life changed? You know, the pandemic changed a lot with work situations, whether they're staying at home or able to be more remote, or like creating that multi-generational family. I'm seeing a lot more of that where people are moving in together, you know, parents and kids and grandkids, and things are changing for people. So we need, if we're not aware of it, someone else is going to be aware of it. So I think that this stuff is super, super valuable to bring out those opportunities.
Well, think about this, guys. This is real. And this particular slide is actually underestimating a typical family over the course of a lifetime. You know,
Wow.
most people don't buy just one home.
Mhm.
And let's face it, especially the way rates have gone up and down over the years, they're not just buying one home and doing one refi. Like they're buying one home and they're doing multiple refis.
Mhm.
Sometimes it's a cash out. Sometimes it's a HELOC. Sometimes it's multiple rate and term refis. And let's face it, rates have gone up. And then everybody who's got north of a 5, they're probably going to refi at a 4 and a 3 in the future. And every one of those stars, guys, that's a real estate transaction for an agent. And so not only are people doing more with their homes, there's a lot of folks, because equity has gone up, maybe they could buy an investment property,
Mhm.
use some of that equity to buy an investment property. Some people, not everybody, has the goal of having a second home someday. So what are your thoughts, Danell? And I don't know if you've done this, tell me if you've done this, but to really start when you're having those conversations, documenting your CRM and start scheduling the next transaction, so to speak, you know, really.
Exactly what we're doing. Yeah.
So you're already doing that.
Yep, 100%. Having that conversation of let's talk about goals and dreams and what's your 5-year plan, and just hearing their words now of knowing that, well, even for example, for my husband and I, you know, we have land we want to build on. My goal is to start building in 5 years. I know realistically, my husband's going to want to start in 3. So we're using real life examples just for from our own situation, and scheduling future follow-up with borrowers accordingly, just to, and then how cool is that? So you find out someone's goal is to build on their land in anywhere from 3 to 5 years. And then you touch base every single year, every 6 months. How's that dream coming? Do you have the plans? Where are you at in the process? I mean, then you're so connected with your clients that when it gets there, they have no option but to call you and say, hey, Danell, I want you to help me with that loan. We're ready.
Yeah, so I want you guys to start thinking, and I'm going to bring more leadership to the community on this, but every family we serve, it's a story. You know, they are at a certain age, they have certain goals, they have certain income today, they might have the future. And we say like, hey, we need to be the lender for life. You know, I want to have clients for life. We need to start thinking about the whole story. You know, who are they today? Where are they going to go? And start unpacking these stories. You know, this is Christopher. This is past tense. Start looking at like, hey, this consumer, hey, when did you buy your first home? But guys, there is a future. Every single client is a story. And if we are going to be that lender forever, which at Mortgage Coach, you know, our goal is no borrower left behind. Like every borrower, whatever their goals are, that they're not left behind. There's a lot of renters out there that if they really knew the numbers of renting versus owning, they would be figuring out how to get into escrow.
100%. Yeah. I mean, you figure
Do
you're
you
paying
do a lot of
someone's
rent
mortgage.
versus own TCAs?
I don't. I need to. You know what I have started doing though is a TCA for open houses for real estate agents.
What are you doing?
So here's an example of, let's see here. This is an example of a home that is selling here in my market. It literally went live last week. I knew that they were going to be having an open house on Saturday. So, and I'm not doing anything too funky or creative because I'm not in front of the borrower on this, but this is truly just a gift to the realtor. So I pull up the realtor, I'll reach out to them, see if they're actually sitting the house open or if they have someone else sitting at the house. And then I will call that person and I send them a text. and I text it to them intentionally so that they can actually forward it to anyone coming into the house. But I just let them know, hey, I'm giving you a few different scenarios. So I've got 20% down, and then I also have just a 5% down. And I try to show them a range of interest rates, and just so that they can actually talk through monthly payments, cash to close. And what's really neat about this is it's been a really cool icebreaker for realtors that I don't even work with. I will sit down and just take a minute, have my coffee in the morning, and pull up all of the open houses that I can find. And I'll look through there, find some names that I want to send something to. And it's just been really, really neat to do on the weekends to get in front of some new agents.
So it's something visual, it's something that has value, and it's something to start a conversation.
Yep.
What about any seller buy downs? That's been a big topic in our community, especially with homes that haven't sold.
Yep.
And they might either, be having that lower the price conversation.
Yep.
Have you done any of those?
So I was trying to look on my calendar. I'm not sure when it is. It's tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. I have a Zoom presentation with a realtor and his whole team to talk about seller buy down strategy. And I haven't created the TCA for that meeting yet, but I'll be creating something exact. I know, I don't have it yet, but I got to make it.
Will you forward it over? And
Absolutely,
I'll put it.
you bet. Yep.
So you are starting to have that seller buy down conversation.
Yeah,
with folks.
definitely.
Yeah. So I had Jeremy on a call last week, and he was telling me about a client where, it was $700,000 purchase price. A buyer, his client, wanted to pay $640,000,
Mhm.
and the selling agent said, "Don't bother. Don't even make the offer. We're not playing ball." And Jeremy had a conversation, and the buyer wanted $640,000, seller wanted $700,000. He did a 3-point buy down, 2
Mhm.
points in rate and 1 point in closing cost. And he used Mortgage Coach, and it was a compromise for the buyer. It was a compromise for the seller. And they're doing a 3-point deal, and he put a deal together. What do you think?
Perfect.
That's a big deal in today's market?
Oh my gosh, that's mortgage magic right there. That's let me put on my gloves and work my magic and create some deals. And then you have happy agents, you have happy buyers, happy sellers. I mean, that's what we got to do. Get creative and a little, spicy.
I like that. Get creative and a little feisty, guys. Danell Riggs. I think we're actually going to change Danell Riggs. We're going to change the title to this is we got to get a little creative and a little feisty by Danell Riggs. Are you cool if that's the headline?
Totally. I love it. I love it.
Okay. Well, I'm going with that because I think that's exactly what we need to do, guys. We need to get feisty. We need to get creative. And anything else you want to say before we wrap up today's conversation?
Oh, I think that's about it. The only other thing is I think mindset's a huge thing right now in the market. And it is what it is. We're in a different place than we have been, but it is where we are. And right now is when the really good people, the cream rises, or the cream to the top. I don't know what it is, but this is when you get
to the top.
Yeah, this is when it's easy to stand out in this market. And if you can have really, really great conversations with clients, use Mortgage Coach, show them the numbers, educate, handhold, help them to understand why we are where we are and that it's okay. And then find solutions to make sure everyone's happy and everyone wins. I think that this is a really neat place where we are.
Well, great attitude. Do me a favor, because I'm looking for sales boomerang and mortgage success stories. So and tell your team, like Savage is looking for an alert was created, a conversation that may not have happened, a TCA was used, and you got a loan and a realtor sold a home. I mean, like we're looking for those little nuggets out there. So let the team know. Let me know if I can help you. You're a total gift to the community. Thank you, Danell.
Thank you. Right back at you. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, guys, if you got value, give it a like, share this with your mortgage friends. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and play it forward. Tell your friends to subscribe. Take care, everybody.